Marielena, what's up? It's Miles. I did not know I had this zit on my face. Hello. What's up? First of all, I love your flannel. I love your piercing. I had to take out my lip ring, and so like, look at me. It's incorrect. It is not complete. I literally am so sad that everything is still happening with COVID, and I just want to go out and do things and meet cool people. And I saw your video, and I was like, yes, we get it. We are on the same wavelength here. Sad we can't like hang and do real world stuff, but we're doing a cameo. So what's up? You asked me to make you laugh, and I was like, okay, I don't have my unicycle, and that's at my grandma's house, but what I do have is stories. So I was trying to think of a funny story to tell you, something that had happened in my past, since we cannot draw from current inspiration because we are literally sitting at home. I don't know what your COVID protocols are, but like I've literally just been at home. Like I just the other day drove my car for the first time since October. Like we've just literally been home and just taking it so seriously. So it's like everything is at a halt, but I hope you're good and with everything you're doing. And I was trying to think of like a funny story, but you said it to make you laugh, which like I'm assuming it's like when you can watch it when things are like kind of getting cloudy and you're feeling a little down. And so I thought of a story that I haven't told on Instagram or YouTube before. So if you've been following me for a while, which you said you have, you definitely haven't heard the story. So it's not like the funniest, but it is, and it has a moral, and so I want to tell it to you because who else am I going to tell it to? So we're having a campfire moment, okay? Marielena, you ready? So I did a tour, I did a couple tours back in 2017, and so I don't know if you went or we had met, but like whatever. So I'm somewhere, right? I'm like either in the South or the East Coast, probably a mixture of both. I'm somewhere like really far from home that I've never been to before. And every time we do these shows, it's just like, we're being gay, we're doing crime, it's a safe space for like LGBTQ plus youth. And so every time we go to a venue, the venue, knows I'm doing a show there, but they don't necessarily know like what the whole tea is. And so when a lot of kids start lining up with like queer flags and like trans stuff, sometimes the venues in the South or in rural parts of America would be a little like sus and be like, there's gay people, how people just, how they do, right? But like, it was never an issue. No one ever said anything weird. Like, if they did, like, we would have just like got rid of that real quick. But, sometimes you could tell people would be a little weird. And so I'm in a venue and there's a security guard, which like every single venue will hire security for any show they're doing, just making sure people who are coming to see the show, and they leave, there's nothing like, spicy happening. And so we are at this venue and this queen is like, comes up to me and is like, oh, hey, like I'm the security guard, whatever. Comes back to me a little later when kids are like lining up and she like says something like, oh, like what's going on? Like, what is the show? Which like I knew was code for like, there's some gay shit. And I was like, there's some gay shit. And I'm like, oh yeah, like this is an LGBT safe space. We swap stories, we have a good time, whatever. And so she's just kind of like, oh, okay. And I was like, this queen. So she goes off, she does her job, whatever. She comes back a little later and she's like, looks like she's been crying or she's about to cry. And I'm like, what's going on? And she's just like, can we talk for a second? And I was like, yeah. And she tells me, I think I was meant to be here because she was from like Florida and this was like a show in like, let's say like North Carolina. It was somewhere like really far away. Like it didn't make sense why she was the security guard, but she was like, I get hired to like go up to a bunch of different states to like do security stuff. She's just like that bitch, we're about to call her to like, do some shit. So they call that bitch and she was like, yesterday, before I was gonna like get on the plane to like leave, my daughter, who I think was like 17, she's like came out to me as bisexual. And she was just talking about how she was so mean to her. She was in shock and she was like, I don't know much about it, but I just knew it was like I thought it was like wrong. And she was just like, saying how she was mean to her daughter, but all she kept saying to her was just like, we're gonna talk when I come back. We're gonna talk when I come back. Like she didn't really say much, but it wasn't good. You know what I mean? And so she was just like, I came to your like gay show, and she was just like, I was so wrong, and she felt so bad because now she was in the face of like the LGBT community, and she was like, oh my God, these are all just people that just like want to live life and just like love who they want to love, and it was literally so like raw emotion of just like, I don't know, I've had family members and people in my life like not get it, and like they make so many excuses for why someone just can't be themselves, you know what I mean? And that's been kind of the base of a lot of adversity that I've felt from other people. It's like they want to just hold on to this idea of religion, or they want to hold on to this or that, and like they, find scapegoats to ridicule you or belittle you. And then, you, or at least, me, take that and start to belittle yourself, you know, because of the words that you've heard from other people that you trust. And so she called her daughter right there and was crying, was like, I'm so sorry. And I'm sorry, this isn't like a funny story, but I feel like it has a good moral to it. She was crying to her daughter and was just like, I'm so sorry, and I'm so proud of you, and I'm so happy you know who you are, and that, you know, you love who you want to love. And at the end of the show, I saw her, like, talking to parents of, like, other parents of, like, LGBTQ plus kids. And the reason to say that is that it's just really nice and kind of funny that, like, you never know when the story has ended. And I feel like a lot of times we forget about everything that's happened in the past and everything that's going to happen in the future, and we're just really constant. And so whether it's you're having an issue with another person or you're battling something internally with yourself, it's like you don't realize that that's not the end of the story. There's just so much more out there, and you don't know what you're going to be inspired by, who you're going to meet, what's going to happen in your life. Just like that mom who just happened to, like, come to this gay show for her work and was just like, I was wrong. And, you know, I don't know where she is today with her daughter, but, like, it sounded like they were way better off. And so if you're ever facing some sort of adversity, just know that's not the end of the story. That's not, the chapter is closed and here we are. It's like there's just so much more to life. And it's kind of hard to see that too and during COVID, because it's like we can't really go out and experience new things. We're really in the state of the way it's always been, either in our home or who we're quarantining with, if it's with your family or whatever. But I just want to let you know, good things are always on the way, because that's what life's all about, and that's one thing you can count on, is that things change. So I'm sending so much love to you, and yeah, I hope you're good. I feel like that wasn't funny enough. I can, like, try to do a handstand. I'm trying to figure out what else I can do, like some parkour. That was actually really impressive. Hold on. Okay, I'm gonna leave you, Lena. Bye.